Okay, why don't we get started? Good afternoon. Welcome to our webinar on Foundation Analytics. My name is Joseph Conacher. I'm a partner at MarketSphere, responsible for our business intelligence practice, which is comprised of a set of people and tools and processes that better link transactional ERP systems to enterprise performance management. Today we'll be speaking about Foundation Analytics, which is really our framework at MarketSphere for helping organizations deploy what we call business-based analytics using Oracle Business Intelligence Foundation Suite. MarketSphere is an Oracle Platinum partner in both the business intelligence pillar as well as enterprise performance management and the Oracle ERP suite of applications. Today's topics on Foundation Analytics will explain the framework and the different components of a framework in one of 4 series. So this is our first series of deployments of Foundation Analytics. This series actually will focus on the integration of Essbase and OBIEE, which in part will replace many of the web analysis functions for those that own that specific tool. Prior to diving into the technology portion of the presentation and the demonstration, we wanted to call out a couple of typical components that we see in a business case that are required to justify both the software and the implementation cost or investments. The area of focus today will be on the tools and the applications. However, as part of a broader roadmap and a roadmap definition, we see the tools and applications relating to and improving the effectiveness of functional processes. An example of functional processes can relate to receivables management, where we've utilized Foundation Analytics to help organizations reduce day sales outstanding. In one case, reduce DSO by 1 day for a Fortune 100 manufacturer, which resulted in a $1 million annuity savings. It also can relate to other areas of working capital, such as reduction in inventory turns and cycles. But it's important to relate the tools and the applications to business processes and functions. The governance is also another important area of a business case. And governance can relate to organizational design and the STAR model components which typically go into an organization. STAR includes style, the leadership style of your executive team or management team. It could also relate to systems. And those systems aren't necessarily technology systems. They could relate to compensation plans that impact behavior. But it's important to relate these different components of governance to applications and tools to draw alignment to strategy. And strategy really can relate to multiple tiers, whether it be corporate or business unit, but in either case, there's different dimensions of strategy and processes that organizations define to create a sustainable competitive advantage. And the strategy really relates to the use of business analytics and can relate to the use of business analytics to compete, to drive differentiation of your company in the areas that you're looking to focus. Today's webcast will begin to highlight the technology and integration of functions, but we wanted to call out these business case components to build awareness to the tools and to the applications and the application layer that we're going to drive towards a demonstration as well as a discussion. Joined with me today are colleagues of mine here at MarketSphere, John Stillwell and Ramki Ramakrishnan. Both are directors and leaders in MarketSphere's business intelligence practice and have been working with me and others at MarketSphere in co-authoring this solution on Foundation Analytics, which MarketSphere has been implementing for roughly a decade. So, John, if you want to take it from here and take us through the components of Foundation Analytics.
Joseph, thanks for that introduction. To get started, we'll give an overview of Foundation Analytics solution and how it relates to the other BI solutions that you may already know about. We'll also highlight 6 key components that are differentiators and meet the current industry demand. As Joseph stated, Foundation Analytics is MarketSphere's solution model that serves as a framework to leverage Oracle Business Intelligence Foundation Suite. The 6 key components of the solution can be actually categorized here in 3 themes. First, under the heading of enhancement of existing capabilities, there is scorecard and strategy management and depth of reporting in OBIEE. Second main theme is integration with existing Oracle components. First being EPM applications and cross-domain analytics, as well as stronger Essbase integration to create new analytic models. Finally, there's also the introduction of new capabilities in BI Foundation. First, in pervasive use through mobile analytics, and second, the high performance through Exalytics. Let's dive a little bit deeper into these 6 main topics. Oracle BI Foundation is a complementary product suite to Oracle Business Intelligence Applications, or OBIA, also called Fusion Analytics. This utilizes a holistic solution model to deliver on the promise of business intelligence. It is important to note that BI Foundation is not a competitive or replacement solution to OBIA. OBIA packaged analytics brings speed to delivery, strong breadth across traditional business functions, and interoperability. Instead of the traditional buy versus build model, it is truly a buy and extend with BI Foundation, increasing breadth and depth of reporting. Let's dive deeper now into our 6 components. Scorecarding and strategy management is always one of the most customized and configurable components of a BI solution. The BI Foundation scorecarding tool is flexible, allowing integration of BI reporting and analytics in coordination with a performance management solution. This capability takes one of the last truly manual processes in an organization and integrates it with the strength of BI reporting and analytics. Including scorecarding and strategy management capabilities in the BI Foundation solution allows for the configuration of these strategic requirements. In developing new analytic models, OBIE brings the strength of an OBI data warehousing tool set, providing a framework for pervasive reporting through relational reports and dashboards. Essbase is the classic multidimensional reporting tool with the flexibility to tackle unique and complex analytics requirements. Now, with a tighter integration in 11G, which we will demonstrate later in this webcast, it is possible to bring a myriad of Essbase solutions to the stable framework of OBI. Combining these 2 elements to develop new analytic models is at the heart of the Foundation Analytics toolset. As I said, we'll dive deeper into this topic in our demonstration today. In reporting depth through extensions, customizing the reporting depth and drill to detail has always been a strength of OBIEE. This provides depth to detail no matter what business requirements or security is required. With advancements in 11G actionable intelligence, and end users are able to transform insight into action with target functionality, matching key business processes. Perhaps one of the most exciting advancements in BI Foundation is the potential to integrate with EPM applications, creating cross-domain analysis. This integration completes the certified master data model to bring previously siloed applications, including planning, consolidations, and financial management, together. In many cases, EPM applications can leverage the OBI warehouse as a data source to address master data consistency and ease of use. We will be reviewing this topic in detailed demonstrations in upcoming Foundation Analytics releases, as Joseph mentioned at the beginning. Mobile analytics capability is one of the true game changers in the BI Foundation 11G release. This not only brings the reporting and analytics capabilities of BI to mobile devices, but also the integration of BI Foundation to other systems like EPM applications. Mobile analytics is the window to pervasive use, taking access of analytics outside the cubicle. Finally, BI initiatives can always be judged by 3 factors: reporting functionality, data reliability, and system performance. Exalytics takes a proactive approach to addressing performance with a combined engineered hardware and software solution. With BI Foundation solutions reaching higher degrees of complexity, this performance is critical for optimized use. At this point, I'll transition to Ramki Ramakrishnan, who will cover BI Foundation capabilities, architecture, and integration in more detail.
Thank you, John. So what I'm going to do is try to talk more about the technological components, what our general theme and perspective related to the foundation analytics. So it's beyond a typical BI reporting or an S-based reporting. So it gives you pervasive access across your enterprise, no matter where your data resides, through a single platform with multiple delivery options, meaning that you'll be able to consume it through a dashboard or a scorecard or a mobile dashboards, etc. And also, the technology also brings in a common foundation and platform services for business intelligence, meaning that you have the ability to invoke even other applications. So you can hop from BI to your ERP applications or even to your planning web forms. In the case of EPM, using what they call action framework. You can also be able to even run your S-based calculations from an OBIE dashboards, which we will be covering more as part of our series in our foundation. But from a technological capability, so the BI Foundation gives that capability, and with our branding of Foundation Analytics, it extends over and beyond the OBIE and S-Base. Obviously, it's going to leverage the S-Base aggregation as part of the BI framework. And finally, it also have integration to pre-built BI applications and EPM applications, and also financial management reporting, leveraging the Oracle product called OFMA, which is the financial management applications, or using S-Base Analytical Link, which would be another virtual cube of an S-Base cube, sourcing data from Hyperion Financial Management. Next. So related to the architecture, so many of you who are in the call, I'm pretty sure that you'll have some kind of this architecture, either many or all of those components in your current reporting or EPM footprint. So you're going to have some certain applications where you just have EPM applications sourcing data directly from your ERP system. There are some customers may have a data warehouse in between and use that as a common data source to feed all those EPM applications and use certain ETL tools or data integrations tools. And you may even have provided some capability to do a drill from S-Base into the relational drill to detail component through EIS or Studio, those type of technology in the case of EPM customers. And the BI customers, where they use standard BI reporting tool like Web Analysis or OBIE, provide those relational data access directly to the data warehouse or to the source systems, and also the management of metadata in either in EPMA or in DRM, and use FDM as an integration tool. So there are so many components, and each customer is going to be unique in nature on how they have these components established as part of their BI platform. The most important thing here is that with OBIE or BI Foundation, it provides common user interface, and it provides you to get you into the depth of information, irrespective of where the information resides, whether it resides in the Oracle BI platform layer as in this diagram, or it could be in the data management layer, or even in the source system layer. By having this type of BI Foundation architecture, it minimizes the level of integration that most of the customers that they are doing it today, which is going to simplify the architecture, simplify the data integration, and also minimize the complexity and deduplication of data efforts across multiple systems. That's what the BI Foundation suite or the Foundation Analytics themes really help organizations to access the information irrespective of where the data resides through a common user interface. Next. So What is Foundation Analytics? So it's basically a closed-loop business intelligence, which is a combination of what Oracle called Oracle BI Foundation Suite, which is a standalone OBIE reporting product that comes with Essbase as a multidimensional data engine, which provides capability for users to develop dashboards, ad hoc reports, multidimensional analysis, and also able to federate the data across not just the EPM platform, but also into ERP and even to the operational data that may be residing in your relational data bases, and consume all this information through a mobile interface. And obviously, it also gives you the ability to do task-based interface using Oracle ADF framework, which you can invoke maybe a BI application from your Web Center portal, or you may be invoking an Essbase calc scripts or a planning web form from an OBIE dashboard. So provides that type of capability. That's the BI Foundation Suite. But if you take beyond that, so Oracle also has pre-built applications, which are a pre-built ETL process that you can hook into any of your standard ERP system. In the case, it could be an EBS or PeopleSoft or JD Edwards or even SAP, and have the ability to extract the data and have data models or multidimensional star schemas that can provide content from your ERP with ability for you to go to detail into the transaction level details. And also Oracle has another tool called OFMA, which is a financial management application, dashboard application, pre-built application that sits on the top of Oracle Financial Management system, the EPM system. This to combine together what we call this as Foundation Analytics. It's a closed-loop BI which provides an integrated reporting across EPM, ERP, and BI, and also enables predictive actions and monitoring operation indicators, not only the leading indicators but also the lagging financial statements, which are looking at how the performance is and what are the things that we need to do as part of the leading to help enable those performance indicators. Next. So from a user experience standpoint on BI Foundation, so there are 4 core components. One is there is an interface improvement. So people who have used maybe a prior version of OBIE, which is 10G, you're going to see a lot of new look and feel features and functions like connecting through Essbase, which provides much view of a hierarchical column. Even for people who use relational, where they store the data in a generational format, have the ability to have a more like a drillable type of interface, and also gives sophisticated graphs, supports ragged hierarchy, has integration with geospatial data, and also give you full search capability and very simplified navigation. And Oracle today announced OBI BI 11.116, so it comes with tons of new features, which is going to get then they piggyback with Excellytics, which is also going to be available pretty soon as a GA. So moving into the scorecard component, that's something. It's a new component that was introduced as part of the BI Foundation for people who have used legacy Hyperion. So there used to be a Hyperion scorecard which only works for the data that resides in Essbase, but with the scorecard strategy management, so you can define KPIs not only for the indicators that are in your Hyperion application, but it also maybe in your data warehouse or in your EBS, and having a prolific view of your scorecards. And then it also provides actionable intelligence, which we call them as having the ability to have a guided navigation. So based on certain actions, you can navigate to another applications and look at your transactional data in some cases. So, or you may be going into a detailed data that may be residing in another system to help you get more insights to the data so that you can make the business decisions accordingly. And lastly, there's a BI Publisher, which is provides some kind of a pixel perfect reporting, which is similar to the people who on the Hyperion side use FR reports. But the BI Publisher, it provides it uses the ADF framework and gives almost the similar visualization as what you get in OBIE. But most importantly, you can build so many templates and models, and it can federate data across multiple sources. So in the case of financial reports in Hyperion, it's all what it resides in Essbase. So in your planning application or in a financial management application. But with OBIE BI Publisher, it gives you you have the ability to build reports where you may have your forecast sitting in an Essbase, your actuals residing in your ERP system, and your budgets and budget data may be sitting in your Hyperion planning application. So having the ability to show all this information in a single report, bringing all the data, so that's what it can run federated queries across data sources and provides the unified user experience. Next. And lastly, as far as the integration, so there are, from a technological side, there are multiple layers of integration. And obviously, with 11, the BI Foundation Suite, with 11G, it's also introduced the Fusion middleware integration that provides with the WebLogic server and with the robust security architecture. And it has a management console from administration for the administrator perspective. And then it provides strong integration to Essbase and EPM, and provides some tons of new features that are currently doesn't available for users who are currently using web analysis or Brio reporting or interactive reports. It provides a lot of new and great features. So an example is like something like column selectors or multi-level dimension switching and measure selections. These type of features that currently doesn't reside in the legacy Hyperion tools or in Essbase, OBIE gives that kind of a leap edge capability to perform those type of reporting. And lastly, it has integration to the Geo data, which is obviously it's a third party that you have to buy it. But so for example, the customers who use in maybe on the sales reporting, so where they want to do Geo, like they can look at the maps and look at how this geography is doing. So they have the ability to go and bring the information, store it as spatial data sets, and consume them through maps. John, back to you.
Great, thank you, Ramki. Now we're ready to move on to our demonstration portion of today's discussion. We have selected 4 solution components to highlight in the Foundation Analytics at Work series: Essbase integration, EPM apps integration, mobile analytics, and scorecard and strategy management. Today, we'll be focusing on one of the most impactful integration components in the BI Foundation Suite, the ability to actively integrate the multidimensional capabilities of Essbase with the reporting strength of OBI. As you can see here, our storyboard. Specifically, we're going to be covering the following steps: loading an existing Essbase cube into OBI, ad hoc OBI analysis reporting off of an Essbase subject area, report and dashboard presentation off an Essbase subject area, drilling to Essbase summary and detailed content in OBI presentation, drilling from multidimensional to relational detail, and write back functionality in Essbase reflected in OBI dashboard presentation. First, we'll illustrate the process of loading an existing cube into the OBI repository. By loading existing cubes, it's possible to enable ad hoc reporting using OBI analysis, as well as the ability to build reports and dashboards. Obviously, this takes Essbase analytics capabilities to a broader, more pervasive audience. Here, we'll move to the BI administration tool, where we see the 3 layers: physical, business model and mapping, and presentation. To load an existing Essbase cube in the BI administration tool, in the physical layer, we're going to set up a new database. I'm clicking New Database. I'm typing in the name Essbase 3 here. I'm going to go to my data source definition, establish Essbase. We'll go to the Connection Pools tab and put in connection pool settings, including name, server, username, and password. It's going to ask me here to confirm my password. Click OK. Now I can access the physical object and move to the import metadata process. In the import metadata screen in the data source view, I'm going to open up and select the Essbase cube and specify the repository view where it will go. Here we're monitoring our process of importing the cube. Now that process is complete, I can click Finish. Now the Essbase cube has been imported in the physical layer of the RPD. To show an example of how the existing physical layer has been modeled through the repository, I'll go ahead and open up an existing business model, mapping, and presentation layers related to this Essbase cube. So you can see I'm opening my cube up here in physical. Facts and dimensions. This is how we modeled across business model and mapping. And then over to presentation. Perhaps one of the most valuable integration points between OBI and Essbase is the ability to provide ad hoc analysis for complex business requirements. The legacy tool, Oracle BI Answers, has been renamed Analysis in the 11G release. Within the analysis framework, reports are built with a simple, easy-to-use interface that allows users to manipulate and design reporting solutions by accessing subject areas defined by the BI presentation layer. Ad hoc reports can be saved for future use or shared with other OBI users. Our example for this demo is based on the Essbase profitability cube we just imported. This cube integrates GL, AR, AP functionality with custom order management data sources. It's good to know that custom profitability reporting is a common complement to the OBI app's financial reporting suite. It can be built and integrated in Essbase and 11G BI Foundation. Let's begin our ad hoc report building using the analysis tool set. From here, I'll transition to the 11G homepage. Here's the OBI 11G homepage. From here, we can click on New Analysis or select Analysis and Interactive Reporting under the Create menu and select a subject area that corresponds to the Essbase cube we just imported. In the Criteria dashboard page, we can select the facts and dimensions that compose the Essbase subject area. In this analysis query, we are going to build sales profit margin data for all sales reps in the 2010 timeframe. First, we'll select the time dimension and filter by the year that we want. Here you can see I'm going to put in 2010 for our scenario. Next, I'm going to select the actuals scenario. For the accounts in the report, we will then select the profit margin account. We'll then filter on bookings. Finally, we'll select our sales reps, which are located in the cost center dimension. Last step, we'll pull in our fact and run the report. Clicking on the Results tab will display and edit our reports. So our designed analysis returned for the year 2010 for the accounting scenario actuals, a booked profit margin data for all sales reps. We'll go ahead and just sort this in descending order. We can now save this report and publish it for future use or include it in dashboards in OBI. By going further in the analysis process, we can apply additional presentation capabilities. This includes reports and graphs and advanced report design using report coding, calculation modeling in the presentation layer. This specific report has already been incorporated as the top 25 report for sales rep profit margin in our next demonstration in the report and dashboard off an S-based subject area. Adding the ability to easily create analysis reporting from integrated S-based cubes brings the flexibility to a new level, raising the value of S-based reporting to a broader user community. Next, we'll review report and dashboard presentation off an S-based subject area. Oracle BI dashboards are the primary means for viewing pre-built reports and BI analysis. OBI 11G also integrates with BI Publisher, scorecard agents, and provides role-based access to BI content, as Ramki mentioned before. The new dynamic analysis layout capabilities in 11G provides increased interactivity and an overall improved user experience. In this demo, we'll preview pre-built reports and dashboards based on the S-based subject area on which we've previously imported and performed ad hoc analysis. Here we see a simple dashboard page in OBI 11G based off of the S-based profitability cube we have been using. These reports were built in OBI using the imported S-based subject area and placed on the S-based profitability dashboard. In the top left quadrant of the dashboard page, we see revenue by quarter, budget versus actual in a standard bar chart. Users can select the time period and geographies to filter by the report design. Also, users can toggle between the chart and table view. In the top right quadrant of the dashboard page, we see cost by quarter in a standard pie chart. Users can also filter by time period and geographies or switch between graph and table views. In the bottom left quadrant of the dashboard page, we see the top 25 sales rep by booked margin. The same report we built the ad hoc analysis in the previous step. Users can filter by time period in the report parameters and drill to details by sales rep. We chose this to show this in a simple table format, but a bar graph presentation could also be ideal here with the option to switch back from graph to table. In the bottom right quadrant of the dashboard page, we see the top 25 customers by booked margin table. Using OBI reports and dashboards to expand the reporting capabilities of S-Base, allows for this broader use of varied user groups and access to S-based reporting through a new medium. This combines the strength of OBI reporting with the flexibility of pre-built S-based reporting. In addition, 11G mobile analytics reporting further increases end-user community and takes analysis outside the four walls of the office. Beyond the standard advantages of presenting S-based and OBIE reports and dashboards, there's also the ability to work with the presented data, investigating and drilling to supporting detail. Since many S-based solutions rely on metadata calculations, tight data integration of the data set is required to ensure that summary graphical level data is presented, and then a drill to S-based summary and detail level can be shown. Here we're moving back to our report. The S-based summary data can be graphically depicted and standardized to initiate the analytics process. From there, standardized drill to S-based detail can be realized in the OBI presentation framework. To demonstrate this concept, we're going to return to our profitability dashboard and take a closer look at the revenue by quarter actual versus budget report. From a summary report graph, we can drill to S-based metadata detail by clicking on the action link that we have built. It's also possible to configure the report for drill to values, passing parameters from the summary report. Here we now see the summary table based on the S-based data showing several options to drill further, including revenue account and the scenarios actual and budget. In this case, we are going to drill to the revenue account. Here we see the level 0 account level where we see the component account structure and can compare actual versus budget at the lowest level of aggregation within the S-based profitability cube. While this example is not unique for S-based drill to detail, drilling to S-based detail within the structure of OBI presentation in reports and dashboards provides a broader access to this functionality. In summary, in this section, we have shown an example of drill to detail in OBI from S-based graphical to summary and then to metadata detail. Combining the ability to drill to S-based summary and detail and the ability to then drill further to relational detail within the OBI repository provides full integration perspective, and that's our next demonstration topic. An additional benefit of the BI and S-based integration is the drill to capability in OBI's relational framework, driving to the greatest level of granularity that is then in the data warehouse. Depending on the S-based cube that we've selected, this capability can extend the depth of reporting in the OBI model. Also, the use of actionable intelligence, as we mentioned before, and alerts allows users to navigate to detail, access related reports, and receive notifications on S-based analysis. This incorporates the power of the S-based model into the intelligent decision cycle of BI. Let's return to our revenue by quarter, actual versus budget, which we just showed a drill to S-based summary in detail. Our S-based cube only held summary data at the natural account layer. However, now that our S-based cube is integrated with BI, we can relate the S-based summary and detail to further detail that exists in the OBI warehouse for financial analytics. By clicking on the action link on the chart for drill to journal ID, that takes us to the more granular level of detail in the OBI warehouse. See it showing right now? Having the S-based cube integrated with BI, we can link from S-based trial balance summaries to the detailed journal entries for further depth of reporting and relational detail. If a user is interested in filtering by different year or quarter, they can then review the journal entries of interest for a given period and see all the detail required for a given account. The action link framework can be built in the presentation layer to pass the parameters between reports to allow for this further drill to detail and investigation. It's possible to drill down to S-based detail and then drill further to journal entries or transactions in BI that may not exist in S-based aggregation, creating a reporting tool that combines aggregation and calculation powers of S-based with the depth of BI. The navigation and drill to capabilities in conjunction with Essbase and BI integration is the essence of the multidimensional and relational reporting fusion. Foundation Analytics solution really seeks to provide integrative, pervasive, and high-performing analytics that enable intelligent decision cycles. At the heart of that solution is a single integrated model for both the relational online analytic processing and the multidimensional online analytic processing. Simply put, BI Foundation integrates the relational power of Oracle BI and the multidimensional predictive modeling capabilities of Essbase. In summary, we have shown how to integrate drill-to capabilities between Essbase multidimensional presentation detail and the BI relational detail. So we focused up to this point on the initial integration of existing Essbase cubes and how reporting strength of BI is a natural solution complement. However, as you all know, the true power of Essbase is delivered in the ability of a user to immerse into the data and manage and manipulate the data structures to answer critical business questions. This would include the what-if analysis, predictive analytics, and forecasting that Essbase capabilities readily provide. In this example, we will show how we can complete the cycle of integration with OBI and Essbase by returning to active use of Essbase cube data, making write-back changes to the data and reflecting those changes in the OBI presentation reports and dashboards. I'll move back to my top 25 sales rep by book margin report. That's our favorite for this demonstration. Again, this report is based on the existing Essbase cube that we imported in the BI repository and then proceeded to build analysis reports on the established subject area. Here we see our top sales rep, the very top of our table. It has a 2010 quota of approximately $1.4 million. For a specified business reason, an established business reason, we want to change this quota amount to the more realistic, in this case, value of $24 million. We'll want this value to be spread evenly over the 2010 year. In this case, we can use action links, which we can program to take us from the report to Essbase cube, and the parameters pass so our sales rep and year are ready for us to update. So here in SmartView, I'm connected to the cube that we imported into OBI. To change the quota to $24 million, I simply enter $2 million per month in the 2010 for the selected sales rep. At this point, the data cells are colored, indicating that I've made changes to data that was represented. I'm going to go ahead and click Submit Data. Now, to recalculate my metadata in my cube and aggregate, I will run my calc script. Again, this is something that we could easily automate using the action framework in 11G. However, this demonstration, we chose to illustrate a more manual process that an Essbase analyst might use. So here I'm running my calculation script, which my aggregation will run. And almost finished. Okay, I see that the aggregation was successful. Here we can now move back to Oracle BI and look at our dashboard in question and check to see what our sales reps quota has been changed to. Here you can see now that we have changed the data in this sales rep, showing a value of $24 million for 2010 with related calculations being updated. To review our overall process, we have covered the following cycle: loading the existing Essbase Cube into the BI repository, the ad hoc OBI analysis report building off the Essbase subject area, report and dashboard presentation off the Essbase subject area, drill to Essbase summary and detailed content in BI presentation, and drilling from multidimensional to relational detail. Finally, we showed that write-back functionality in Essbase reflected in the OBI dashboard presentation. Now we'll move on to how to get started. We request a Foundation Analytics workshop to determine how this tool set can benefit your organization. You can contact us. We go through a process where we review current user needs enterprise-wide, prioritize reports and analytics, and identify both short and long-term ROI. Also, I want to encourage everyone to stay tuned for the next installment of our Foundation Analytics series, including demonstrations of EPM application integration with OBI, mobile analytics, and scorecard and strategy management. You can learn more about these concepts in our Foundation Analytics white paper, as well as our website landing page. Looking at our time, I think we're right on track to see if there are any questions, so I'll transition back to Joseph.
Thanks, John. Yeah, thanks for the demonstration and for the inputs, John and Romke. We got a couple of questions that have come in. If there are other questions that anybody has on the phone, please send a chat to all panelists, and we'll address what we can with the time that we have. A couple of comments to get started here further to John's point. Today really was about OBIE and Essbase, and we wanted to show a product demonstration just to start to show the integration that Oracle has provided with these two leading products. But this is the first of several series. As John mentioned in the prior slide, there are other business areas where BI Foundation fits in, which are highlighted, including the overlay to EPM applications, mobile analytics, scorecard, eventually leading to Exalytics. We also do have recorded webinars and interviews with our clients available on the MarketSphere site, talking about the business use of Foundation. And again, the driver for these tools from a business standpoint is very important as we led this discussion. As a highlight, we do have some of our customers actually utilizing Foundation Analytics Framework, which is a series of implementations utilizing packaged EPM applications like Hyperion Planning, Oracle Business Intelligence, Financial, Supply Chain, HR applications, but now actually utilizing OBIE and Essbase to drive customer-facing applications. And actually, our customers are actually setting up centers of excellence that actually generate revenue by providing information to their customers. And we'll be happy to highlight how Business Intelligence Foundation Suite can be used as a revenue-generating area for your business. A couple of questions that we have. They're kind of scattered around here. Let me see if I can consolidate them. The first question actually relates to BI Foundation Suite and web analysis. The question is, what features does Oracle BI Foundation Suite provide that cannot be achieved with traditional web analysis and interactive reports? So maybe, Romke, would you mind providing some commentary on this topic of Foundation web analysis and interactive reports?
Okay. Yes, Joseph. Yeah, I think the most important thing, as we know, like web analysis has a direct interaction to the Essbase Cube, Essbase metadata or the Essbase outline, and where we can build the reports. It also provides a relational component for going to a drill to detail report, but they are two fragmented components. Requires a lot of coding, and complexity is kind of hidden in the report itself. So when it comes to OBIE, then it's pretty pervasive, meaning that as John showed in his presentation on how he built the reports, ad hoc reports, by choosing the metadata that's on the left-hand side and pulling and building the reports. So from an end-user perspective, when they build the reports, it's irrelevant on whether the data resides in an Essbase Cube or in a relational database, so where it can provide They can create multiple reports, a report, a summary report from an Essbase, a detailed report from this relational, and they can do an action link to navigate one report to another report. Or they can also, one of the modeling tool what John showed is where they can define multiple logical table source. One could be to an Essbase, another one to a relational. So depending on the type of report they develop, the OBIE automatically will fragment the SQL or the query to either to an Essbase as an MDX query or to relational or both, and combine the results. That's from an architecture and technology standpoint. Going from an end user interaction, so there are things like column selector, view selector, and John also showed in some of the reports where you can look at the same report like as a data and as a graph. So when you try to do these type of things in OBIE, you don't create multiple reports. Unlike web analysis, in web analysis you have to create multiple reports, and you have to have the ability to pivot show them a different view of the data. In OBIE, it's a single report, and you just define multiple views. So for clients who probably today have like 20 web analysis report, may translate to maybe 3 or 4 OBIE dashboards or reports. The second thing is to talk about multi-level prompt or column selections. So those features doesn't available in web analysis that OBIE provides. And most importantly, like OBIE has, depending on where the data resides, OBIE can pretty much give pervasive access to the data, versus web analysis it can only show the data that resides in an Essbase application, or maybe can go to one level to a reporting table or reporting database.
Okay, good. Yeah, thanks, Ramki. Just further commentary on that. I mean, web analysis traditionally sold with the Hyperion EPM suite. A lot of the functions are now firmly embedded into Oracle BI Foundation. And as you saw in the demonstration, with the live connection with Essbase, you really have dashboards modeled via BI Foundation suite now, with that live connection to Essbase. And then you get out of the box, or if you will, for lack of a better term, or automatically, the mobile component of your Essbase-based reports or web-based reports. So a lot of our clients are headed that way with the use of Foundation Suite. All right, next question relates to the Essbase and Oracle BI. In your experience, what Essbase applications or cubes are most commonly integrated into Oracle Business Intelligence, complementing the packaged applications like financials or supply chain? John, you want to take that one?
Yeah, that's a great question, Joseph. I was just thinking off the top of my head, our most recent deployments, we just demonstrated a customized profitability cube in our internal environment here for MarketSphere. But so customized profitability seems to always be at the top of the list, a common Essbase solution that can then be leveraged on a wider scale using OBI. I'm thinking about pricing analytics for products, so doing the type of modeling and changing pricing and understanding how that will affect the business going forward. The traditional product price versus volume mix is another classic example for integration that just adds to the additional the breadth of reporting that's already there from a BI standpoint. Examples where Essbase may be used for any sort of detailed financial reconciliations, and then being able to tie back to overall in BI or in HFM. Other examples may include a headcount or workforce modeling done in Essbase, but pervasive reporting across the BI landscape. It just gives us a chance to, in the integration of both tools with Essbase and BI, to embed some best practices, introduce predictive capabilities, forward-looking capabilities, and doing the kind of the what-if modeling. So off the top of my head, those are some of the likely candidates for integration between Essbase and BI.
Okay, good. All right, next question on the wire here. Looks like it's a data warehouse Essbase combination question. So here's what it says. What is the difference between having an aggregate table built in a warehouse, data warehouse, versus building an Essbase cube for reporting and analytics? Ramke, you want to bring some context into this question here?
Sure. I think it's a very interesting question because the people who are, I call data warehouse centric, they obviously have these typical question, okay, hey, if I can build an aggregate table within my data warehouse, what's the benefit that Essbase is going to bring in? Why should I build an Essbase cube? A typical answer is, and I can give an example. So if there is a report that talks about how my product profitability relates to my employee's salary and how my operational performance related to my financial performance in an organization, then you're talking about cross-domain analytics where you may have to go to your HR data on an HR star schema, bring that information, and then you have to go to your financial information, and so you're trying to do some kind of a cross-dimensional complex calculation to do it. And if you're trying to write that in a SQL and load that into a warehouse tables, it's going to be a 3-month project. And if you try to do the same thing in Essbase, it's a 5-minute writing a simple MDX calculation that's going to achieve exactly what you could potentially achieve in writing a SQL or an Informatica ETL program to do that. So that's what Essbase brings in. And not only that, it's very difficult for somebody like in the finance who wants to do this and document that formula, give it to a person in IT who then run the ETL, and then months later they want to go and make changes to those calculations because of the dynamics in which how this calculation does. If it's in Essbase, an end user go to the formula, make the changes right there, and run it. So it gives that flexibility so that where the finance or the business doesn't have to rely on IT to perform certain metric calculations, so where they have full control of it. At the same time, it also gives them the best of the breed performance because it's sourcing from an Essbase cube, and most importantly, it simplifies the complexity in the magnitude of thousands of man hours. I just given a simple example, but we can talk for an hour just on this topic and why Essbase is very relevant for a BI Foundation suite, because Oracle previously they were selling just OBIE as a reporting tool, which you can plug into any data source. But I think that there's one of the key reasons why Oracle is packaging Essbase with the Foundation suite is for that very reason, and a lot of customers are going to benefit by having this.
Okay. Well, we have a few more questions, but we are at the top of the hour, so I would like to conclude this session. Thank you for your time and for your participation. Hopefully you've gained some insights on the combination of relational and multi-dimensional access, and this is the first of several series on Foundation Analytics. You will receive an email in the next week or so for those who do want to view this session that was recorded. Thank you.